There we go. Hello, everyone. To people just joining, to people who have been waiting, and to everyone watching things back on the VOD, whether it's here on Twitch or on YouTube, depending on when you're watching this. Hello, welcome back to another stream, and welcome back to Game Dev. Now, I am aware that it's been a few weeks. It has been... Yeah, it's been 3 weeks since the last time I streamed Game Dev, and that was, of course, because of like online masters stuff. Hello, I am Def. Hello, Def. I am I'm sorry. That was a little mean. But yeah, that was because of online master stuff, and I needed the time to focus on getting that done because there was a fair bit to do. La di da di da di da. So all intents and purposes, I wasn't able to do anything on the project for quite a bit of time. But now that we have the time, we can get on with continuing the enemy character model. Now, I was thinking to myself, there's still a bit of UV unwrapping to do, and then I remembered I did a good chunk of it the last time. I know it's not the best, but it is looking good. However, I do want to double check like a good like UV unwrapping like example just to sort of check what I have against it, because I know that the ideal scenario is everything being kind of straight. Because I know that some of the points, I mean, those points are fine. Those points are okay. And as far as I'm aware, there's no, like... Oh, yeah, no, there is. But I do need to find music, too, because, whoops. Let me think. I'll go for Pokemon music again. Pokemon chill music that feels like a good morning for work. And that should be... Yeah, perfect. Anyway, that's still selecting a face. And it's kind of weird. And it's weird that I'm only able to separate things out like that if I'm... Right, so do it on the Y. Weird. Okay. And at the moment, because I don't have things properly textured, I can't tell where, like, what this belongs to. And I don't know if it's... I mean, I could probably double check on here just to make sure, because it might be due to some improper vertex, like edge sliding. Who knows? Let me think. Right. Okay, that's not right. I had it all selected, and now I messed it up. But I am wondering, is it because... I feel like trying to sort this out is going to take time, because that is going to bug me, especially when it comes to actually texturing things. Or it might be from... It might be from here, actually, now that I think about it. I don't want to select that, thank you. Okay, never mind, it wasn't. If I have... no, I lost it! Right, so... That's not what I meant to do at all. So I'm going to slowly deselect the faces, because then that will help me narrow things down. Has to do with... No. What? Oh, this face? Oh, there it is. That's so weird. Why is that like this? And this has a similar problem too. And then this one's all sorts of weird. Because what do you mean all of the bloody vertices are just going like all of the vertices are all just gathered on a singular point, and I don't know why. Something tells me... So that belongs to that. Oh yeah, that just doesn't have... That's weird. The wonders of UV unwrapping. And then this one is... another similar case of things being all hodgepodge and weird. Oh, I can't remember which one belongs to which. Is this... I'm getting my brain all confused now. Wait. So what do these belong to? Oh! On all of their... That's so annoying! Why is it all collapsed on itself? Because the best practice is to try and at the very least make sure... Oh, hi. Is to try and make sure that they're flat shapes that are, you know, easily displayed. So you can try and paint, like, in terms of texturing, make sure that they're painted as evenly as possible. Alright, and that highlight was because I was selecting that face actively in the right. And then... Ugh. I really need to deselect the ones that I'm not actively doing anything with. Because then it would result in less problems, I'd say. But yeah, no. Honestly, my timing for stuff today are going to be a bit off because of how a little late I am. But, you know, that's not the end of the world. It's just a bit of a mild frustration. And then this one is the same, so... I was about to say, I wish I could clearly tell which one... Like, which vertex is going to be the one that's a bit off. And this one's got things wrong with it too! What the... Oh, God. Same with this one. But that's a given. Okay, I meant to press G and then Y, not, you know, Y and somehow deselect it. And then we got that one sorted. This one needs to be sorted as well. Oh, pardon. Jeez, bless me. Oh, Lord. So that one got itself sorted relatively early. That one is that one. This... What about you? You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're not okay. You have problems. Which sounds very horrible now that I think about it, but... Oh, I meant to do... I swear to God I did it again. You're... okay, you're just missing a vertex because you're weird. You need sorting out. Also, I don't know... I've got my mic closer than I normally do, so it probably sounds a bit louder. Let me know if it's too loud, because I don't want to deafen people. But at the same time, I don't want to be too quiet either. So, you know, it's trying to find the fine balance. But you know what you know how it is. Right, so that one is sorted, that one's sorted. This one I'm pretty sure has problems. It's a bit weird and has its own set of problems. And there's this one here too, but that's fine. This one needs sorting though. Right, so now double check across the entire hand. Right, check that. I thought this one was sorted, but apparently not. It wasn't sorted. Right, so now that one's fine, that one is fine, that one's fine, that one's fine, that one is fine on the bottom, that one on the top is fine, that one is fine, wrong one, that one's fine, this one's square, this one's good, that one's good, that one's okay, this I'm trying to select. That one's okay. That one's good. I swear, with all the wireframe stuff, it does kind of blend together sometimes and it overwhelms my brain a little bit. It's like, there's so much on the screen. Help. So... Wait. So that's for this. Why is it in the corner? Every single vertex is all bunched up in one. Why? Probably doesn't help that there's only... Hold on, wait, let me look at the... So in terms of vertexes, you got that one there. That one there. Then again, I think some of it is excluded because of how seams are marked. I'm not 100% sure. There's still some fine points that I'm trying to understand with all of this. And that one has the similar kind of problem where all of the bloody vertexes are all gathered on one point. Oh, I meant to move it on the Y. Whoopsie daisy. So as far as I'm aware, there's... On literally all of them, there's only 3 vertexes. The one outlier is this one, I feel. But that's just my... Hello! Nothing much. How are you? What's up? Yeah, no. All the vertices being bunched together is mildly annoying. What am I modelling? I mean, I have my enemy character modelled. This is for an enemy character in my project. However, I'm going through the process of trying to sort out the UV unwrapping, and I had spent... No, it's okay, it's okay. But yeah, no, like, last time that I was working on this stuff, I had, like, marked seams and whatnot to prepare for this. But some of it is a bit off in terms of how, like, all the points were scrunched together for whatever reason. So, the best I can do is just, like, slowly pick things apart and sort it all out. So that's not the one that has the extra vertex. This is the one. Yeah, and then I still need to do... Oh yeah, no, I did all of these myself, yeah. All the little concept sketches and whatnot that I used for my reference points, I did all of those myself. Thank you very much. It took a bit of figuring out, like, what I wanted from them, but it was all worth it, because I feel like they match with what I'm trying to go for my project, but... Now, is this gonna be... No, there's only 3 points. I don't know, it gives me Castle Crashers vibes. I can kind of see that, yeah. Right, that one's going to be there. And now it's going to be a dice roll on whether or not I'm actually... Did I... Nope, not that one. That one. Right, so I've done that one. Done that one. We're moving on to this one now. This is going to take some time, I feel. And, you know, time's what I've got, but... you know, being able to properly go on, you know, actually texturing things is what I want to eventually do, but... you know how it is. It takes time. And, you know, it's probably due to no fault of my own. Like, I have some kind of understanding of how to prep things for UV Unwrapping. It is very difficult, to be fair. Like, a lot of learning, a lot of trying to understand why things work, how they work, a lot of looking at, you know, techniques to sort, like, models and whatnot, and do sound design and everything else. And sure, you have the most creative control over everything, but at the same time, you're still shouldering a lot of, like, of the process onto yourself, and because of that, it can become a bit much at times. But I do like working on this project. I do like what doing this myself sort of grants me. I'm terrible at managing like, as much as I try and do well with managing stuff, I still do a bad job of it sometimes, but that's just the whole point. It's just the whole sort of process of getting better with things. Oh yeah, and then one of them's excluded because of the seam. Right. The thing I hate most is making builds for different operating systems. Because a lot of it is trying to make sure that all the settings and stuff are configured properly for each one, and if you don't do it correctly or have the right things set up, then it becomes a nightmare trying to figure out what's going wrong. Right, so I've done that, that, that. I reckon I could do that one now. There are a lot of dependencies, and it's very difficult to test this. But yeah, no. Because each operating system has its own sort of way of doing things, and if you don't actively develop for them, then it just... then you don't really have a way of knowing unless you sort of go out your way to look for it. And then that probably takes so long. I guess it's why, in some cases, if people are using Unity, they do opt for, like, if they're trying to get things out, in my last project, I tried building the Windows version 97 times, and did you figure out what was causing the problem after Like, or did it just suddenly start working and you didn't question it at that point? Because it's always a case of, you know, if it goes wrong, then, you know, that's to be expected. But if it goes... Oh, actually, you're not a game... Oh, right, but similar kind of thing. Like, did you figure out what was going on? Like, what was causing the problems with the build? Or was it just, you know, not working just generally? But I develop tools and software. You realized, but 3 days later... Trying to think if there's ever been a case of me where I've been trying to figure a thing out for, like, my projects, and then wondering why things weren't working as intended. I can't remember. Okay, that one's fine. The repo where I downloaded the dependency... Oh! Right! Yeah, that sounds about right, to be fair. Okay, of course this one had to be the one where the vertices were doubled up. Yeah, I found it. And then this one needs doing... I think making builds for other OSs... I mean, in a way it kind of is. Because depending on the engine, they normally have that stuff built in. Never made the game with a game engine. I just used some frameworks back then. Alright. To be fair, most of my work has always been with engines. I've never tried doing anything like using a framework like the XNA or anything like that. I've always been, you know, one to work with game engines. Because it does just... Although you may be sort of confined by whatever, you know, rules the engine imposes on you, at the same time you don't have to worry about, like, sorting out everything regarding the physics and the rendering by yourself. That's just handled for the most part by the engine, and if there's anything you want to do, like, sort of do like some kind of post-processing or anything, then you have the option to try and learn how to do that. But never made a game with... Yeah, but no... Yeah. Though I can understand, you know, the benefit of making, like, you know, building your own thing from an... In this framework, you have to do everything yourself, which is a waste of time, I think. Because I can understand the benefit of, like, building an engine entirely from scratch, because you have a lot more control over everything, especially in terms of resource management, but that's more so if you can understand the underlying architecture of everything. No, that doesn't require another one. I definitely used to write terrible code, and I still don't write very well, but it was even worse before. I understand that. I remember when I was getting, like, just learning programming in general, not just, like, games development, but just programming in general, back when I was in school. It wasn't too terrible, but one of my little projects where I decided to experiment with stuff a bit, and, you know, do whatever, I did definitely suffer from the case of spaghetti code. So it was terrible. I didn't like how that code looked, now that I look back. In just one file. I can't remember how long that one looked. I swear I still have it. Hold on. I'll open IDLE for Python. I'll open this on a separate monitor, just so I don't, you know, go through the file system on my main one. Where is my... There, it's in here. I just wish I could find things. I swear to God, where is it? You know, the weirdest thing is before joining the stream, I was listening to it say, hey, Nick. That's not it. I can't find my... Where is it? It was on my... Right, so it was on the USB. Literally just before. Right, so it was on that USB, which is all confined to that singular folder. Oh, Lord. Hold on. I need to find this. Because how am I supposed to prove my terrible... Like, how terrible my code was back when I started programming? I can keep going. Yeah, no. I swear to God. I just want to find it, because... Like, I have to talk about this now, and it's just... That's... Game Maker... No... That's Game Maker 2... Like, bearing in mind, this was from, like, 9 or so years ago. The code from, like, 9 or so years ago that I'm trying to find. That's my folder for university. I found it! I had so many if checks. I don't know. This is like yandere dev level code. Okay, so to be fair, the most lines of code I ever had in one file was like 1,953 lines of code, so not nearly that bad, I guess. But still, it was kind of terrible. It was still pretty terrible. Oh, Lord. Right, just a moment. I wish I could just open, like, with... No, I need to reopen IDLE. Hold on. Because I had everything defined up here. Like, I used so many global variables. I used so many, like, things. I had everything defined for, like, level up. I didn't just... I literally just, like, did each individual level up as its own elif. Yeah, I know. This was my code from 9 years ago. Like, this is when I thought, you know what? I want to try and make, like, a text adventure game in Python. And this was before, like, this was my sort of moment where I realized, oh, hey, I want to try and do game dev. And now look where I am. But yeah, no, But at the time, I was pretty proud of it. But then, with, like, in hindsight, with the knowledge I have now, it's like, this code is kind of bad. But, you know, it was a starting point. It was my humble beginnings. Can you post a link? Yeah, no. Go ahead. I mean, probably not in chat, maybe in the Discord. Because if you were to post it in chat, then Nightbot would get a bit funny. So definitely, maybe in the game, in the game. To be fair, I should probably just write it as. Oh. Ooh. I'm looking at this on my phone. Ooh. This a real-time strategy kit. That's pretty cool. Also, I show code. Give me a sec. Right. Okay. But yeah, no. Humble beginnings. Long story short, my Python code was not the greatest. Because literally the year prior, so that was, look at Discord again. Oh wait, I can actually look at the code in Discord in the... Oh, yeah, no, I can see what you mean when you said that mine was very similar to yours. Oh, Lord. Elsif and Boolean galore. Yeah, no, that really was my code way back then. It feels weird looking back, but it is kind of funny, because literally the year before, because I started, like, that code that I showed off, like, from my end, I wrote back in 2017. That was when I was in year 11 in school. So when I was 16 years old. Literally the year before, that was when I started learning Python. So, at the time, I thought, you know what, this is pretty impressive for me. Especially considering the fact that beforehand, I was homeschooled for like a good few years, and then, like, was put back into, you know, mainstream education, and then, you know, immediately jumped into learning, like, programming. Also, I gave you a fantastic file recovery, and I've had nary... Anyway, at least I created a game that actually works. Yeah, no, it's pretty neat. Oh, yeah. Hold on. To recover the file, mount a remote install of Arch Linux and repartition your drive to have 25 gigabytes, and then install Fallout New Vegas. After you've done that, you need to run 4 separate instances of the game. Make sure you overclock your CPU, then spawn in the mysterious stranger revolver on all of them, and force it to use mini-nuke ammo. After that, complete the character creation and shoot Doc Mitchell on all 4 instances. You won't recover your files, but it will be funny. Okay. I mean, that is pretty fucking funny, that. Right. And speaking of New Vegas, I've had New Vegas in my Steam library since 2019. I still haven't played it. Or I tried starting to play it literally, I think, within like the first few weeks of first year of uni, but fucking play it for straight. To be fair, I could do that as my next playthrough. I could do it in 2 weeks, start doing it in 2 weeks' time. Because, you know, stream just gone on Wednesday. Make sure you get some stabilization. Yeah, I know that game was kind of, it's a bit of a coin toss of whether or not it will run, especially on modern hardware, but to be fair, I think Dragon, NVSC is also quite helpful. Because I think Dragon streamed New Vegas on her channel at one point. So I should probably ask for her input too. It will run fine if you get the script extender. Mm-hmm. Right, so that's the arm done. Of course, this one had to be weird. This one had to be... And that one had to be too. Ugh. Because I was looking at all the bloody unwraps for the faces, and I was thinking, you know what, these are looking perfectly fine, and then they had to disappoint me. And make sure the RAM isn't locked to 4 gigabytes of allocation. Not fixing this causes a pretty gnarly memory leak mid-session and can crash your PC. Oh! Right. Oh, okay. Good to know. I don't want memory leaks to happen, so that's, you know, thanks for the heads up. But yeah, no, I did attempt to play New Vegas within, like, the first few weeks of year 1 of uni, but I stopped because, at the time, I did not have a PC, I just had my little laptop that could, and, you know what, it could only run so much. I still can't believe that I've tried to force it to run, like... I tried, like, at the time, because, you know, didn't have my PC, I tried to force it to run D2, you know, that didn't work. I also attempted to force it to run Jump Force. Why did I do that? That was dumb. Jump Force is one of the games ever. That one's fine. Are you okay? You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. I thought I clicked a shape, but apparently I didn't. I didn't click a face. This face... I clicked it! Oh. Right, this one is a bit fucked, so... The thing I have to say about Jump Force, it was definitely another anime arena fighter that was a bit ambitious. It's the one game where you have Deku being mildly racist towards Piccolo. Saying that he looks like a villain. And yes, I guess you can kind of understand a little bit, because, you know, old King Piccolo. But at the same time, that's kind of messed up, Deku. What the hell's wrong with you? But also, Jump Force is the one game where you can have Son Goku, of all people, meet All Might and mistake him for being a villain. Thanks to Toguro from Yu Yu Hakusho. It was one of those games, chat. And I can't believe that I actually, like, at the time, back in 2019, I can't believe I actually spent money on it just to be able to, you know, practice. I had my reasons. Right, and the ad's start in about 2 minutes. Right. Oh, whoops. So get that done. And these two are perfectly fine, right? So that's the coif all done. And I need to double check the faces on both the helmet and the, like... If I don't have, like, holes in the helmet, I can kind of just get rid of, like, half of the faces on the inside. Because there's no point in rendering them if I can't see them. Or I'm rendering faces that will never be seen by the player anyway, so... It's not like it's the player character. And of course, that one is... right. Same with that one. So that one... Oh wait, no, that one on the inside's perfectly fine. That one's there's fine, that one there is fine, that one there's fine. What about you? You're fine. You're fine. So it's just the ones on the outside that I need to sort out. Yep. Hello, Heater. Hello, hello. How is GTA 4? Interesting. Oh shit! Ads. I'll be back in a few minutes. We'll continue talking about this after the ads. Ah! Right, and we are back. Anyway, sorry, Heater. If you are still here, I'm sorry I had to go on break. But yes, tell me about your funny GTA 4s. Because that is your flavor of GTA this time around. while I meticulously make sure that all of these vertices are separated so texturing can be done properly. That is the wrong vertex. Right, so that's the helmet sorted out. Now it's the neck, even though the neck isn't really much of a problem, considering the fact that we won't really see the neck, especially considering that this is the enemy and not the player. It's still good to have it sorted out anyway. X. Assuming that this is only 3 vertices. At the very least, I don't have to work with too many faces here because of the nature of the mirror modifier. That's the best part. So... get that there. Grab that. Go da da da. What did I... I didn't mean to hide... Wait, did that hide the... No. Chat, I fear that Heater might be upset with me. He has been silent. Okay, so that one's free. If I just double check. Kind of crazy that it's still kind of, you know, crazy that it's 30 years of Pokemon. I think about the time when I was, you know, still like 15 years old and it was, you know, 20 years of Pokemon. You know, 10 years of Pokemon Go this year as well, which is insane to me. I remember when it all came out, it was that one, like, somehow, like, error of peace where, you know, everyone was coming together to play Pokemon Go. Even people who didn't like Pokemon normally just decided to start playing it just because it was, you know, it was the big fad, it was the big craze of 2016. It was what everyone was doing, and people were doing it, and if you weren't doing it, then what are you doing? That one turned out perfectly. This shape turned out perfectly. That one turned out perfectly, and I can understand the extra vertices because of, you know, how I have things shaped along... how I have things shaped along here, in terms of having the chest puffed out a bit. This, however, has to be a problem child. So do you. You have to be a problem child too. But yeah, no. And then after a while, it's like, oh, all the people who were just kind of hopping on for Pokemon Go just kind of hopped off. That's one singular face, and that's one singular face too. Also scary how it's almost May already. It doesn't feel like April has been a month, like a proper month. It feels like it's been so short. I don't like it. It's weird. It's so weird. It's so weird. Oh gosh. Anyway. This one's gonna be weird too, isn't it? Yep. Thought so. All this so I can start painting on the bloody thing. Why do I also get the feeling that the timings for the ads are off, and even though I've got the... Like, even though the ads have ended on my end, it hasn't ended on, like, chat's end. I don't know, it's... Sometimes things break, and it's a bit weird. Hello, I'm back. Chat, he doesn't hate me after all. So that one's sorted out. Next is... the bottom. The bottom's perfectly fine. I went to make tea. Oh yeah, and then this has that vertex in the middle. Or those two pair of vertexes in the middle to try and give it a bit more of like, or to push the shape out a bit more. That's what they were for. That one on the bottom's fine, and that one on the front is not okay. And this one on the... I was trying to select this one. I already sorted that one out, I realise. Whoops. Anyway. So those are sorted. Right. So, are you... You're good, you're good. You're good, you're good. You're good, you're good. You're good. You're good. And now I have to double check whether or not these faces are fine. So I got... Yep, no, that's about what I was expecting. There are going to be 3 vertices. For that one. I'm assuming 4 vertices for that one, because otherwise that wouldn't make any sense. Yep. That one there. That's assuming that that's where that one is. And then that one. Where are you? And I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's the last little bits of, like, the inside part of the leg. Which... we were this close to greatness. We could have had a normal looking shape, but no, you had to... we could have had your bloody UV mappings done perfectly, but no, you had to be... you had to make me sad. Do, do, do. Just a moment, chat. So that one is... wait. So that's sorted. I can't tell. Am I selecting the right one? No. So I sorted you. I sorted you. I sorted you. So now I need to sort the... oh wait, no, I don't need to sort the outer ones yet. I need to sort the bottom one here. What is this thing's damage? Oh, that's what it is. Right. Right, so I need to sort that outer face. Great. Oh, whoops. Whoops. Then... Oh, why is it one of these ones? Okay, cool. Right. And then this one. I did not mean to do that! Now, is this going to be... Yeah, this is a free vertex 1, and then this is another one of the 4 vertex. Yosh! I did not do the base of the foot. Why? Why are you like this? Why are these shapes like this? I swear to God. Oh, wait, no, that's why, because I hadn't sorted this out yet. Oh, yeah, no, somehow I managed to get that lined up perfectly. Whee! Okay, now I need to double check. Hold on. Yeah, no, I was gonna say, how could they be free vertex? That's... It's just things being oriented weirdly. I don't know why it does that. One node. Oh yeah, that's one of the ones where one of the vertices are excluded because of the seam. Right. And with this... Oh, whoopsie daisy! Oh wait, there's still the face literally on the front. Whoops. There we go. That's the entire thing done. Although I definitely feel like there's going to have to be a lot of rearranging for when I actually do the texture painting. Ugh. Because this is going to be one stressful process. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Don't mind me. I'm gonna have to go through and like rearrange things because otherwise it's gonna be a nightmare. Yeah, why is this one so long now that I think about it? New image. Okay, I don't know why it's not. Ah. Missing textures detected. I know. I need to refresh my memory on how to start the, like, actually properly start texture painting, because it won't let me. Wait. Also, I'm gonna save. I'm actually upset. I didn't actually have to go through that painful process at all, because I could have easily... Ugh. That's actually kind of annoying. There's a way that... Well then. Well, imagine my shock. There we go. Right. There we go. Right, just trying to figure out... Alright, so that's the base of the hand, okay. Now, do I want the hand to be... Here's the thing. Do I want the glove to be brown, or do I want it to be like an actual metal gauntlet? In which case it would be like a sort of dark grey kind of silvery colour, because I'm not 100% sure. I really should have thought about this, in a way, but... It's one of the things that I kind of... Hmm. It would be... Let me think. Hmm. Right, so it would be metal, right. I was about to say, I'm missing something there. Three pixels. Would it be... Oh wait, no, it would be this one that would have the shadow. Oh wait, no, it's the opposite way. God damn it. Okay, I think I need to edit the Wacom settings for Blender, because it is kind of restricted at the moment. Right, there we go. That's better. Oh, whoops. Where is... Oh yeah, no, it is that one. Right. And I'm assuming that one's part of that. Like, that part of the hand. That's the one I want. No, it's not. Apparently not. Hmm. Oh. And then that one's for the end of the hand. Oh, found it. And now, the thing is, with the mirror modifier, because one side is already done, I don't have to do the same for the other side. It's just, you know, there. But that does kind of cause issues if I want some, like, asymmetry, but I don't think I want any asymmetry with this. Oh, sorry about that. But I don't want any asymmetry with this, so, you know, this is perfectly fine. Now, do I... Actually, I'd want the ends to be darker, yeah. Ah, no, that's not what I meant! I forgot it doesn't carry the same colour over to the fill tool. No, did not mean to do that. I thought it would only do the face, not the entire... Let's see, where did that... Ah, there. Also, cool thing, at the moment I'm using my drawing tablet, it also works with the pressure. So if I, you know, did pressure, like, applied pressure very lightly, it doesn't, you know, do the full solid color. But then when I apply more pressure on it, it does the full solid color, which is great. It's just like with Clip Studio. Ah, there it is. Right. I think that needs to be a little bit more subtle. There it is. That's fine. I need something slightly darker for the... Yeah, it was this one here. Just had to be doubly sure just to get it done properly. Now, where are you? No, it's not you. So where's the... Alright, that was on the inside. Oh, yep, there it is. Right. Right, so we've got... Ah! Let me think. Actually, now that I think about it, may need to be a little lighter. Okay, that's... Okay, that ain't right. Okay, interesting. Hmm. Not 100% sure. Oh, and the ad's start in a few minutes. You know, things are a bit bizarre. I think I'm gonna, you know, call things there for today, just to sort of, like, give me time to figure out how else to go about this. But yes, to those who showed up, and to everyone watching things back on the VOD, whether it's here on Twitch or on YouTube, depending on when you're watching this, thank you ever so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. This was a good game dev stream. We managed to get things done, even though I figured out, you know, too late that it was perfectly possible to just, you know, fully automate this and save me so much hassle. But, you know, learning experience. But yes, next stream will, of course, be next Friday. We'll be getting on with more of the texturing and hopefully get the rest of this done. But yes, thank you again. I really appreciate it. And as always, I'll see you all again in the very next one. So until then, please take care of yourselves and have a good day or night, depending on where you are and